There are many good things to come out of Holland. Frikandel Speciaal, Kapsalon, and Stephanie Joosten? Her likeness was used for Quiet in MGS5. Killzone, on the other hand, is not one of those things. Okay. POV. You are Sony Computer Entertainment. Microsoft, your arch nemesis, or, you know, your market competitor, released a game that redefined first-person shooters on console. This is cause for retaliation. You need an FPS of your own. But we don't have a Bungie, an id Software, or Epic Games. Well, you contract a Dutch studio with no prior experience in making an FPS. Ah, the recipe for mediocre slop. Okay, viewer, let me walk you through Killzone. Our story starts, like any good war story, in the trenches.
We're getting cut off here! Shit! What do we do, sir? We have to get back to the main line!
And things are not looking so good. But, luckily for us, the encroaching enemy is walking right into a minefield. That will only shortly slow their advance. We need to push them back and make our way to the main line. Thank God we have Private Sanchez here. Despite him being a private, he is a veteran when it comes to this trench and can lead us back to the main line.
Hey Molly, wat was je man? Als je zelf gezegd aan de bouw zou.
I shouldn't be making references nobody will get. The world is not ready for Born to be Alive by the village people. Anyway, enough of this in medias res. Let me tell you the backstory while I pull a World War I here. Humanity has conquered the stars and colonized the planet known as Helgan. From the intro, we can deduce that Helgan was not a nice planet, and the colonists that were living there have evolved over the generations to survive. From what I can glean from the intro cinematic, they might have been dissidents, or outcasts? I don't know, but the manual calls this the Second Helgas War? So wait, were they exiled to Helgan? But then it wouldn't be the Second Helgas War. Or was the planet named after them, but the guy in the intro speaks about oppression and humiliation. The background of the Helgast is a bit unclear. This is without looking stuff up, as that might all be cleared up in later games. But I don't judge games on what came later, only before. We're currently playing as Jan. No, sorry, Jan. Jan is part of the ISA, which does not stand for International Space Station, as I just made up, but it doesn't say in the manual, and I can't remember if they ever say it in game, and I'm not gonna look it up. He is currently defending a planet named Vecta from a Helgan incursion, and that places us where we are now, in the trenches. Much like my videos, the story is all over the place, and it feels like info is missing. Oh, he's gonna die.
We've got to take out that enemy APC! Get down there and use the missile launcher!
Yeah, we are still in the trenches. I'll just go on to the movement then. Okay, so movement in this game feels... Does it make sense if I say it feels half analog, half digital? We have 360 degrees of movement, yes, but it feels like our character sticks to one of the 90-degree increments and deviates from there. Oh, that's a good one. You know how in Doom, if you hold one of the strafe directions, you gain a slight speed boost? Imagine that, but you move slower instead. It's not unplayable or anything, it's just an odd way of doing it. What does feel terrible is the rest of the movement. Holy moly, does this game love its animations. Pete Jan worked hard on those animations, and you are going to love them. Nearly everything has an animation that is way too long. Switching weapons, animation. Get on the machine gun, animation. Crouch, ooh yeah, animation time, baby. If I show them like this, yeah, they don't seem long. In the heat of battle, that's a different story. Here, I get on a turret. Our character grabs the gun, moves it up, racks the bolt, and now we can fire. All the while the enemies can still damage me. But now I want to get off. I press the fire button even before pressing the dismount button. Our character lets go of the MG, pulls out his weapon, does an animation, and now I can fire. It doesn't seem like much, but remember, I'm being pelted by bullets in the meantime. Want a good example of how it should be? Call of Duty 2 Bigger and More. And that goes for all the other animations too, like reloading, ladder climbing, etc. The movement speed is slow, by the way. It's one of those shit your trousers shooters. We have a sprint, but it's useless. We can't dodge bullets with it since those are hit scan, and enemy grenades detonate instantly. Oh wait, I can use it to quickly traverse fields with nothing in them. It's near useless. But all that is piss in the wind compared to what my viewport is doing. Welcome to the world of shaky cam footage. It's so disorienting. Every time you reload, your view gets shifted down. This will show our players those beautiful animations, they thought to themselves. But it's just annoying and, even worse, kind of nauseating. We have yet to get into the shooting. Touchy, with no auto-aim, not good shooting make. Since this game was hailed as a Halo killer, not my words, blame EGM, let's use this as an example. Hey, guess what? Their shooting is roughly the same. Halo has a bunch of subtle mechanics in place to make shooting with a controller in a hip-fire only game feel good. Starting with the most noticeable one. Your aiming slows down when hovering over an enemy. This makes it easier to make large movements without overshooting. Next up, aim acceleration. When I slam the stick to one side, Master Chief won't start shifting his neck at Mach 10. This allows you to make quick, tiny adjustments. And lastly, aim magnetism. When I move by walking, my reticle stays glued to an enemy until I hit a certain threshold and it breaks off. This is to incentivize you to stay on the move, allowing you to maintain a decent aim while moving. This is one of the reasons I like talking about movement so much. The way a character moves through a space dictates so much about how a game is meant to be played. So, what does Killzone copy? None of it. We have hipfire only, like Halo. Large reticles, like Halo. And that's it. No slowing over enemies, no aim acceleration, and no magnetism. I often miss enemies by a slight amount, only to adjust my aim and overshoot at the other side. This has a further impact on gameplay I'll get back to later. Combining all the things we just said with the aggressive shaking of the viewport can make combat a hectic affair. And not in a good way.
Impressive!
Captain Templar, the Helgast attack has severely compromised this area. You're needed at headquarters. The only way to get there is through these shuttle repair bays.
Out of the trenches, into the city. Blowing up some hover tanks and killing the enemies I can't see, we advance further and meet the CO. Can I recommend some insulation? You could make some great savings on your energy bill with our sponsor.
Get ready, people! We have to hold them off!
After all that fluff, we make it to HQ and meet General Vaughton, who gives us some details on what's happening. We are under attack by the 3rd Helgan army. Currently, we are losing this war. The Helgas keep on coming and won't stop coming until our orbital defense platform hits the ground running. Didn't make sense not to reprogram it for fun. We are smart and the Helgas dumb. So many to kill, so much to do, so what's wrong with overriding the control failsafe of the orbital defense platform? Vaughton is waiting for the security key to arrive, so he can board a shuttle and head to the orbital defense platform. One problem, it has yet to arrive.
Jan, I had you brought here for a reason.
It gets lonely sometimes in this bunker, Jan.
A mission.
Fucker's a big cock.
Okay, jokes aside, the ISA has an in-field operations agent working behind enemy lines. That is a spy for you uninformed plebs. He has discovered some vital information for the war effort, but seems to be held up in a shopping center. And so, we
Are you okay, Jan?
Where the fuck did you come from? You were right next to me. Okay, change of plans. The security key never arrived. We are going to make sure it arrives. It is too late now to escape. I'm gonna talk about the visuals. Wow, this game is ugly. I'm not talking stylistically, technically. The lighting is flat. The FOV is low. The textures, kinda shit. And the character models... let's start with the easy one, the textures. It's not just that they are low res, but they look stretched and keep popping in. That problem of things popping in extends to the character models themselves. They all have a low detail model, but the range at which the game switches between models is comically short. Sometimes the game can't even keep up. But does that mean that the game at least runs buttery smooth? No. Such a shame, since the designs look quite good when they aren't being rendered in the Dark Engine. Especially the enemies. The Helghast outstyle the ISA so hard it's not even funny. Behold the ideal soldier. Boots with shin protection, preventing trench foot while wading through the ocean of pussy. Fashionable tactical vest with large pouches for ammo and the fat stacks he must carry. Center integrated bong for blazing on the go. And last but not least, the combat helmet to protect the world from his head, and the gas mask with red goggles to show his enemy that this man is so high he is his own air support. And then there's the ISA.
God, you're so disgusting.
No comment. As for the environment, most effects are not at all convincing. Seams in skyboxes and heavy air quotes, dense bamboo forests just don't sell the illusion to me. One thing I do like about the environments is the variety. Plains, buildings, beaches, mountains. A good variety indeed. Ah, fine World War I photo. It would match nicely next to my print. Really spreads happiness in the place. Running to a research facility, fighting Helghast, ogling some low-res women, and nabbing the key, we head for General Vaughton's extraction point.
General Vaughton!
Well, well. Your ass in my hands again, Templar. If you know what I mean.
Oh my god, it's you! Who are you, lady?
Luger.
This is Luger, a stealth operative. She was sent here by Vaughton to meet up with us. She's tagging along on our mission to find the spy Dakka. But before we can start with that, we need to get the key to Vaughton to activate those orbital defenses. I wonder how it's going up there.
Well, whatever it is you pray to, I'd start praying now that Vaughton reappears.
Seems like a nice place to work. We can now play as Luger, or as I always remember her, Lady. She can do this.
Oh, my eyes!
Don't activate the thermal vision. We need to make our way back to the surface. Once we are back at the surface, we advance on the mall. But first, we need to make our way through a park. Filled with the cherry blossom, ever wilting like love on the battlefield. Why must we fight the Helghast? Are they not human too? Oh well.
Taco Bell, product placement with Taco.
So, you have much time for, fun during your training?
What?
Jan, I don't think this is the time for those kind of questions. There's a Helghast patrol just around the corner, but we can't make it against a force like that.
Yeah, motherfucker!
What the hell?
Shit! Take the left flank!
Nice.
That man that just saved our life is Rico! An ISA soldier. His platoon got wiped and he is the last survivor. He also informs us that General Vaughton got captured. Not for long he isn't. After delivering the Batapa's bicycle key, remember, this is a Dutch game, and Rico having an edgy moment.
The Helgas scum wiped out my entire platoon, and they'll be paying off that debt in blood for as long as I breathe.
Rico gets assigned to our team, and we can move on in our mission to secure the spy. I fucking hate that soldier voice. Say goodbye to Lady, cause we can now play as Rico. So, what is Rico's special ability, other than looking like an early 2000s Amsterdammer? Well, fresh thinking, better cars. Get lost in the breathtaking mountains of ancient Holland. Ah, yes, the mountains of Holland. After firing a storm of bullets, we find the spy. Rico calls him
Motherfucking filthy little piece of shit!
but I prefer to call him Dakka. You might notice he looks, different. He is a human Helgast hybrid.
I don't want to fucking imagine how that works.
Well, it probably went something like this. Also, aren't Helgas just humans adapted to live in a different environment? It would be like me saying somebody from Africa isn't... Our mission now is to get Dakka off the planet, which means catching a space shuttle at the fortress, which means catching a boat at the shore, which means listening to Rico making problems for nothing.
It's lucky for you that you hold some vital shit in your head, you bald fuck.
Nice setup for some character growth. We can now play as Dakka. His gimmick is a proficiency with Helgast weapons. This just means that he gets a reduced spread with Helgast weapons. So his gameplay looks like this.
Nice shooting. Frag out! Look at Dakka!
Okay, enough stalling. Time to talk about the combat. Back in the movement section, we spoke about how this game has no aim down sights. This is not a problem per se. A ton of games before and after only have hipfire. But how a game handles the recoil also says a lot about how the game is meant to be played. Most go for a spray pattern approach. This will be your counter-strike. Typically, the first bullet is dead center and each subsequent bullet deviates from there. Some will have no pattern and pick a random point in a circle around the reticle. This is your Quake 3 style. There is no wrong or right here, only intention. In Counter-Strike, you move slow, are squishy, and most combat takes place around choke points. So good aim is an important skill, and good aim requires knowing the pattern of your gun. Quake 3 is a different beast. You move like a coked up hyena, are built like a lead fridge, and combat revolves around picking the right weapon for the right situation over good accuracy. So it doesn't matter if the machine gun has no pattern to its firing. You should be using the railgun anyway, unless your enemy is really low and you just need to hit him with a stray bullet. Regardless, the lack of a pattern forces it into a medium to short range weapon. So, what does Killzone do? All the enemies are hit scan. Unless playing as Rico, we are made out of soggy paper, and a lot of the combat takes place in medium to long range. The game is telling me a good aim is rewarded, so of course there is no spray pattern to the guns. What? It's the reason I fire so many shots each mission. It's the only tactic. I can't close the gap, enemies are too accurate and I'm too squishy. Can't reliably aim from cover at long distances, and there is no spray pattern. It seems intentional too, as all the guns have large magazines. I know one other game, funnily enough from the same era, that has roughly the same challenge. It's called Black. All the enemies are hit scan, you have no spray pattern, and are decently squishy. You know why this isn't a problem there? The combat almost exclusively takes place in close to medium range, and the enemies play aggressive. The Helgast do not. In fact, neither do your allies. Only you really drive the combat forward, with all the consequences that come from being the vanguard. Fun fact, the Helgast have grenade pistols. After a rumble in the beach and a stint in the harbor, Dakka has an autistic moment.
I need to process data.
Rico is tired of Dakka's bullshit and, already weary of his alliance, creates more drama over nothing.
What? You're just gonna let some unknown freak hack into the mainframe? How do we know he's not a double agent, huh? What's to say he's not on the other side?
And how many of the other side do you calculate I've killed in the past hour?
You bastards don't even give a shit about your own.
I fucking hate this kind of drama.
That's it! Enough!
Dakka processes his data and makes a shocking conclusion. The Helgas have hacked one of the computers on the orbital platform. In fact, it's General Adams' computer.
Very good. I understand you've prepared everything for the reprogramming of the defense systems.
You've got that 100% A1 correct.
Oh my god! Adams is a traitor!
Yeah, whatever. Kill him.
I love this guy, he's so direct. Anyway, he has a working orbital defense platform. Oh, let's get to that boat. Which is not going to be easy, as the enemy now spams grenades, and most Helga soldiers have been replaced by elites. Is that like one of those plastic fruit bowls people have? Our mission has changed slightly. We need to head for the uplink because it feeds it. So that's where we are heading. Or should be heading. We need to walk through Vietnam first. What the? Make war, not love. I can't ignore the audio any longer. Let's start with the music. That's the easiest one. It's an orchestrated score, very bombastic and quite okay, but very bland. Here, have a listen. I am willing to bet you didn't even notice that one of those songs isn't even from the game. Again, it's fine, just middle of the road. The voice acting on the other hand is actually really good. There are some fine deliveries of our main cast, and I hear no thick Dutch accents. So it's all done professionally, mostly by Brits. Keeping with the theme of the Helgas being better, their voice acting knocks it out of the park.
Scum!
But it's not like I can hear that quality over the combat soundscape. But whatever you do, do not kill several Helgast with a grenade. To round off the audio, my only complaint is that some sounds repeat way too often, like we need support.
We need support!
And lots of stock sounds. I think I heard the shotgun reload in Duke Nukem Forever. After fighting through that marshy madness, we arrive at the fort. Apparently Adams is going around saying we are traitors.
General Adams warned us about you traitors.
We get some more melodrama bullshit as the team finds out that Vaughton is dead.
He was a friend of yours, too.
And only 6 days from retirement. After gathering some enemy intel, we find out that General Adams is heading to one of the beacons. Our destination is set, and it was a trap. He was never there to begin with. Rico causes some more unnecessary friction, not understanding that Dakka was fed false information.
That's it!
About time we head for our original destination, the uplink of the orbital platform. But we are starting to run out of time. It won't be long until the reinforcements from Earth arrive, and if that platform is still operational, they'll be blown right out of space. Blasting through the base, fighting some invisible Helghast, the game is really starting to struggle with loading assets. We find the shuttle of one of the Helghast High Command, the general of the Helghast 3rd Army in fact. And he knows Dakka. He used to be his chief of staff. He defected from the Helghast cause and was branded a traitor. Most of his family doesn't dare mention his name. The only one who supported him was his brother, until he was executed as a traitor to the cause.
It's 30 minutes by air to the uplink. Let's go.
Close to the mountaintop, we get some more fucking drama. And the backstory about Lady and Yan. I just want to get to the uplink. We prep the shuttle and off we go.
Oh, motherfucker, steady. Get off me.
Pretty neat.
The Earth fleet arrives just as we are taking the lift to the command section.
Look, there's the Earth fleet. We're too late.
Shit, they don't stand a chance. Atoms will blow them right back to Earth again.
Why is there a lift here? Why not just, build one assembly? We blow up some of the Helghast's parasite craft and head to confront General Adams. He does some monologuing.
Don't you understand? You don't stand a fucking chance!
The Earth fleet starts firing upon the station as we board one of the shuttles. One of the fuel lines refuses to detach. Somebody has to go out there. Rico and Dakka head out, but Dakka gets caught under the fuel line. In a burst of last moment character development, Rico saves Dakka before himself being saved by Yan.
Rico. Thank you.
Welcome.
Looks like most of the Earth fleet got through okay. They'll send more forces, won't they? The Helghast, I mean.
Yeah, they will. And we'll be there to meet them.
And that marks the end of Killzone. Okay, we all know this game got a sequel, multiple actually, and they can thank their star Sony bought up Guerrilla Games, because if this was published by anybody else, this video would be titled something like Who Remembers Killzone? Well, realistically it would still be called Let Me Walk You Through, but you get the point. What year was this released again? 2004? Yeah, this game would have been shat on and buried in an unmarked grave. Just for reference, Doom 3, Half-Life 2, Halo 2. This was an absolute banger year for FPS. It does not stack up to its competition, with its bland graphics, mediocre gameplay, and okay story. Middle of the road was not good enough. Not in 2004. There would have never been a sequel. But then again, there are no sequels anymore! Wait, Vecta was originally of the Helghast? Yan, are we the bad guys?